Oh, hello. Welcome to the choir. Almost. If you appreciate my art or the videos that I make about my art, joining the choir here on Patreon is the best way that you can support it. But joining the Patreon isn't just about supporting me, it's a mutual benefit. I really don't like the idea of asking people to support me. I strive to make your investment worthwhile by offering valuable content. It's not just about backing me. My goal is that we both gain something. If you're an artist, I strive to enrich your creative journey with insights and resources about the art-making process. If you're a collector or an art lover, I strive to deliver plenty of interesting content to fuel your curiosity. I really just try to make content about my art life and share information about how to get better at making art. By joining the choir at any level, you will get daily posts about my creations, progress shots, what I'm working on, videos about my process, pictures. Sorry to interrupt, but before I get into the details about what I'm posting here in the choir, I can hear you thinking, that just sounds like social media. Why don't you just post that stuff on social media? So I'd like to take a minute and talk about the difference between following someone on social media and supporting their work on a platform like Patreon. Social media has basically trained all of us to expect everything digital to be free. I'm guilty of this myself. If I get paywalled, I feel annoyed. I shouldn't have to pay for this. But lurking behind all this free content that we all consume is a rather perverse business model, which is manipulative to the core and driving us all crazy. The only goal of a social media platform like Instagram is to keep you looking at Instagram, because the longer you stay on the platform, the better their highly sophisticated algorithms can understand what makes your brainstem tingle, so that you'll be an easier person to market to and become a valuable product for them to sell to advertisers. So in effect, we endlessly consume all this free content for the price of our minds. We're giving our attention away to be sold, and we're driving ourselves insane in the process. I believe that this perverse business model is one of the key ingredients of many of the problems in the world right now, including the mental health crisis, especially among young people, and our political and social worlds shattering into dueling cults. But aside from these larger ideological issues, I have more selfish motives for why I would rather post my content here rather than on social media. Basically because I don't wanna. It's dumb. I don't like these platforms. They suck. I hate them. Okay? I'm certainly not the only artist who feels like they're doing superstitious rituals, desperately trying to make the perfect sacrifice to appease our 21st century algorithm gods. Make sure you only post before noon. Don't use more than 4 hashtags. I don't want my art to be subject to the unstable algorithms of these inhuman platforms. My ultimate goal as an artist, other than being able to make like some kind of decent income from doing this, is to be able to do it independently of these big, dumb social media platforms. I just want to carve out my own little space where I can make the art that I want to make. And even though I've significantly limited my reach in not posting everything on social media, I've never been more creatively fulfilled than I am here posting daily on Patreon. Here in the choir, I post a lot of progress shots of my work with some notes about what I'm doing, what I'm planning, what I'm fearing, etc. Sometimes I post longer deep dives about my process, techniques, art supplies, creativity, creative blocks, and other artists I admire. And I do these deep dives in written form and in video form sometimes as well. I've been developing the Intro to Drawing Bad Art course for the past year. It's about 30 videos in the course, a bunch of lessons, and then each lesson has a corresponding real-time demo. Some of the best videos I've ever made are in the Intro to Drawing Bad Art course, and you can only see them by joining the choir. I also make videos in the Art, Life, and Lives series about books that have inspired me, such as biographies about artists like Caravaggio, Beethoven, William Blake, Deanne Arbus, and books about personal creative developments such as Art and Fear, Mastery, and The Creative Act. I also make weird, kind of esoteric, miscellaneous videos about my art and my process, about different meltdowns that I've had, little experiments that I try, rants and raves about failures and success. I also make my own music for all of the videos that I make, and I share links to those songs only in the choir. A few months ago, I even wrote and sang a song for the choir. Oh, sweeties of the choir. Making these videos is a big part of the process to me. It's like its own art form, which I also love doing. And in the future, I hope to be able to branch out and do things like an intro to painting bad art course. And I'm also overdue to upgrade my microphone and my camera setup, but your support is necessary to help make that a reality. In addition to all this content that I make on here, I also host monthly art prompts on here. As a member of the choir, you have the ability to suggest prompts and vote on prompts suggested by others. At the higher tiers, I'll take a look at your artwork and give you feedback on it. You'll also get prints and stickers delivered to your door, discounts to my shop, and you can also win original paintings. And at the highest end, you are guaranteed a free painting. So let's get down to brass tacks. The lowest tier is $3 a month. I have 100,000 followers on Instagram. If 1% of those people signed up for my Patreon at the lowest tier, I'd be able to survive just from doing this. Or at least a living would be in sight. And not to get too salesman-y, but think about what you spend $3 a month on right now. If you're anything like me, there's stuff that costs more than $3 a month that you buy every week or sometimes even every day. A coffee, a tasty treat, gold bars on Candy Crush, whatever it is. And I know that if you're anything like me, the $3 a month on Patreon seems like it's more than the $3 that you're spending on the candy bar at the gas station, but I promise you it's the same $3. So I started the choir a little bit over a year ago from the time that I'm recording this. And it's grown organically into something that's really cool. It's kind of become like an interactive documentation of my art journey. And I hope that you can come and be part of my art journey by joining the choir. Join 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 the choir. Hey, join the choir. Join the choir. Yeah, join the choir. Join the choir. Join the choir. Join the choir. And as my catchphrase goes at the end of every video that I make, so hopefully this won't be the last time you ever hear it, have fun. Good night, sweeties.